Welcome to this look at a new map to console on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is Medvedin. This is a new map to console as far as I can tell. Yesterday, when the mods uploaded, this was showing us an update. It had 2 updates on it. I have no recollection of this map coming to console. I certainly haven't done a map tour on it. So here we are. This by Medvedin MGS. It's 138.33 megabytes download. As far as I can tell as well, from doing some translations, it's a Czech map, not a Polish map. It does say, welcome to Medvedin map. The map is based only on my imagination. What terrifies me more about that is thinking about if I did a map based upon my imagination. Oh, the horrors. Anyway, let's get cracking. There are no custom crops. There are no custom mods on this map. There's no set sleep trigger. There's no biogas plant. And there are no animals already on the map. That's lots of no's to be starting off with. But all of those no's are actually positives, because this is what the map looks like. Where do we start? Down here at the water point, Voda, by the lake. We have field 39 and we have this plot here. Now, there are 3 or 4 of these plots that don't have a number. They are potential farms. There's one there which comes with a field, and there's one here that comes with a field. Now, as far as not having a biogas plant or farms per se, that's because whilst the map is good to go with sell points and everything you need, it's a build your own style map. It's done in a way that allows you to build your farm up with any buildings you want from the ground up. Now, for some people that won't be something they want. Some people do prefer to have a farm in place and good to go. I do love the landscape. This has got custom crop textures. In the updates, it's had a few, well, a whole load of stuff. But obviously, I'm not looking at this as an update from an update perspective. I'm looking at this as a new map for all intents and purposes. For all intents and purposes. So, as we swing around straight away from the water, we come to the first of the sell points. We've got our dairy sell point just here, which is down on the map as Mlekana. We have got the spinnery sell point on the map, which is actually just down the spinnery. And then as we come around the corner, we've got Vykup ZZN, which is, well, I think that translates as purchase, or it's a sale place. Anyway, it's one of your main sale points, which is just here. If we cross over the sale point here, into the one village, which is in the middle of the, well, yeah, pretty much in the middle of the map, maybe sort of south of central. And we'll go down the road here. We have got the next sale point, which is Drubezana, which, as far as I can tell, well, it says poultry farm, but poultry, this is where you can sell your eggs. It's a supermarket sell point, it's Ledley, but you can sell your eggs here. Continuing on, we have got a fuel station on our right, just there, and across the road from there, we have got, I want to get this right, Prodej Baluku, which I think is, well, it's bale sell point, basically. This is where you sell your bales. And then across the way from that, we've got our livestock market. Animal dealer, just here. Quite a few to be getting on with. So, all around here, Voda, Mlekiana, Spinnery, Vykup ZZN, Drubezana, gas station, Prodej Baluku, and animal dealer. We're going to whiz across here now to the shop. As you can see, we've got a few dots here. When we get there, we'll talk about slot count. But while we're on here, field prices are pretty good. If we look at a smallish one, 176,000, they kind of obviously go up in price the larger the field, which you kind of expect. But these ones, which are meadows, grasslands, are a lot cheaper. So to buy a grassland area is way cheaper than buying a field area. Contracts are available on this map, and there are field missions, I think it says as well. Added missions in the meadows, which was one of the updates for this. But obviously, like I said before, that's kind of new for us. What I'm going to do is swing around. I think I need to go out of the gated area and follow my nose. It's a lovely map. It's another one of those ones I like the concept. It's not quite a pioneer map because you haven't got to clear the land first, but I like that whole idea of You know, building up however you want. You know, yeah, it's yeah, nice. Custom crop textures look really great. Lighting's nice. Color palette works. You know, we've got a nice splashes of colour around, but not overly done, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I suppose it depends on your own personal opinion. Some people may think it is overdone, some people may not. That's the beauty of us all being different. So, the main store. Buy point, sell point, customise, repair. And this is where our start machinery is. Now, on new farmer, farm manager, and start from scratch, it's 419 out of 1299. It's the same on all three game modes, and you start with all the same equipment down here at the main farm, which we'll have a look at now. We start with the Star ST Max 105, the ST Max 180. We've got a Rosselmash RSM 161, Farm Tech, a TDK 1600 trailer, Draper Stream 900 header for the Rosselmash. We've got a cultivator, a plough, cultivator slash seeder, isn't it? That does a little bit of both as far as I recall. Was that just a cultivator? Anyway, cultivator. Small seeder, fertilizer and herbicide sprayer, fertilizer spreader, and that's it. No buildings, no other machinery, no front loader gear, nothing like that at all. So this is where all of this, is placed when you start. Now, if you want to go for a full, I'm going to build my farm up from nothing. If you sell all of this, you can get the slot count from 419 down to 309. That is not a bad starting slot count if you're going to build your own farm with your own machinery and however you want to go about it. I like that a lot. Now, what I'm going to do is get myself a pickup, because it'll be quicker to whiz around the rest of the map by pickup than it will by tractor. So, I have a rental. Let's go. There's plenty of forestry to be done. Now, I think because of the placeable areas, I'm going to show you the first of the placeable areas, the farm areas. What I like is each one has these kind of concrete slab things running up to them. And you'll notice with each one as well, you get kind of an electricity box by it as well, so it kind of stops. Now, this doesn't have a grass texture on it. This is what indicates it being a placeable area. What I'm going to do now is show you what the textures are, and I think one of the updates of this was to put a growing grass surface in there under the landscaping textures. So I'll just drop to that now. So a fairly standard kind of array of textures, but it does mean that if you are going to use an area like this to start your farm up, you can then go ahead and texture it up however you want. Very nice. And what I like as well with this map is, because you've got the little village down here and you haven't got a set farm in place or a sleep trigger stuff, which is great, but the amount of farmland that goes out towards the sort of northwest, and you see the rise up there, the big hill that goes up away from it. Once you get out in that direction, you really do feel a long way from anywhere. I know it sounds odd, but you do feel like you're a long way from anywhere. So what we're going to do now is head right out. Actually, the first one I'm going to go to is Pila, which the translation of that was saw, which I assumed was Sawmill. And I wasn't wrong. There's a lot of traffic on the main road, in all honesty. Oh, that was something I wanted to check actually as well on my way up, was sometimes you find... so sometimes when you have these like pylons going across the middle of fields, people get quite frustrated if they have to work around them, and sometimes they don't have a collision, as you see there. So you don't have to worry. It's there for an aesthetic. If you want to go around them, to avoid them, to be a little bit more realistic, you absolutely can, but you can drive through them if you want. I think this is the turning I need. it is. So we're heading to the peeler, the sawmill, for your lumber and your wood chips. I just, yeah, I don't know. It's crisp, it's nicely detailed. I haven't come across any bits that are sort of clunky in any way. All the slopes and roads all seem to be very nicely kind of smoothed. You know what I mean? Hope you know what I mean. Lumber sell point just there. Wood chip sell point just there. So where have we come from and to? Well, we did the town. Then we came out from the town to the shop. We've come from the shop up this road here, onto the main road up here, all the way up there, out there to Peeler. And as you can see, out this way, that's all open fields. This is all the raised area up here. Now we've got a bit of a drive. We're going to go from the Peeler up here because we've got a buy point up there. And then we're going to do a bit of a route round just to get a bit of an idea. I might skip some of that to head down to the last 2 points we want to get to for the map to show you them all. I think we're going to pass by another one of the farm locations. Actually, we're going to pass all of them as far as I can recall. Did a quick scout of the map. Just a brief kind of... yeah. It's something we used to do when I was an instructor with the Air Training Corps. And we used to do leadership exercises, command tasks. It depends how you refer to them. You know, sometimes you do team building exercises. Sometimes when you work for a company, you'll go and do a day out when you do team building tasks. We used to do that. There was leadership tasks or command tasks, and we would do all sorts of ones. There were physical ones, mental ones, combinations of both. And there were a couple we used to do. One was you would walk a group into a room. Here's the point there. So there's another farm point here, and as you can see, you've got your electricity runs to it from there. You've got your concrete entryway, and then you can build from there. And you'd walk them into a room, and you'd have a whole load of stuff out in the room. Just generally, you'd walk them into the room, wouldn't say anything. Then after about a minute, walk them back out again. Then they would be questioned on what was in the room. What do they remember seeing? They list as many things as they could, colours, details, that kind of thing. But the other one we used to do was a map one. Same sort of thing. We'd walk in, and sort of do this is a snap briefing. You haven't got long. We've got to deploy quickly, kind of thing. There's a map on the board with objectives and blah blah blah. You'd give them like 2 minutes to look at the map. They weren't allowed anything in the room. 2 minutes, have a look at the map, memorise it. Then they come out of the room. You give them a piece of paper, and they have to recreate the map. And it's kind of that thing in my head. I've always kind of got used to very quickly getting an idea of layouts and things like that. Just, I guess, comes with practice. So this was initially just a lime buy point. In one of the updates, this is now a lime, seed and solid fertiliser buy point. So we are now right up the top here at the lime station. Like I said, we're going to take a bit of a drive down here, then follow, actually here I think, we're going to follow the forest edge around until we get, I think here, we'll get there. You'll see, it will give us a nice chance to have a look at the scenery as we go. Bit of a feel for it. What I like is the fact the field edge, the map edge is just up here. Farm Dog's ecstatic about the map edge. I don't know if you can hear him in the background. There's not a track to start off with, we'll get to one, but as we get further across towards the western side of the map, it thins out the forest here to the map edge. But what I like is it kind of gives the impression that that forested area goes on for miles. It's a nicely done map edge. Yes, if you go through the trees, you can see where the actual edge of the map is. Whereas here, it's all, you're able to forest a whole load of that. But as we get further along, it narrows and narrows and narrows to a point where there's no more forestry you can do. We are just at the map edge, but it's very nicely hidden away, I think. This whole bit coming up now, you just get that feeling that the forest goes on and on, But the map edge is just behind there. Very nice indeed. So, no, come on. Get a grip, son, get a grip. Right, we're going to take a left here. So we're rising up now, so this section of the map is the very highest point, I think, as far as I can tell. With a bit of forestry at the top. I've got to remember my route from here. I think we're going to go right. follow it around that way, then right again. Yes. Let's say yes. And then from there... So yes, here we go. So this is the third of the big placeable areas. With a bit of forest aside there. Might be a nice location for a biogas plant, or again, whatever you want to do. It's your choice. So, road stops there. Electricity bit, same as other ones. And we get onto a metalled road. We're now heading south to the last couple of sell points. We're going to go right to the south west corner of the map. Mine went blank because I'm facing down the map. Southwest corner, and that's down on the map as Wykup Zelecznice. When I translated that, it came out at purchase at railways or purchase of railways. I thought that seems a bit odd. Surely that can't be right. What can I get for that gap? Just. So when we pull in here, this is the sell point. This is the second, because it's a Wykup. It's the second of the main sell points on the map. And I was glad to see that my translation wasn't too far off. Here's the sell point. If we go just round... Oh, let's go around the building that way. There is a railway. So it wasn't wrong, or not too badly wrong anyway. So I don't think it's a train that runs. This train line, which is the one that I think is supposed to be the passenger one, runs off along and just bends around and off the map, I think. This one here goes off that direction, so this is the sell point one that goes off that way. So I don't think there is an actual train, but we are now, having come all the way along here, down there, round, and then that way, across there, down here. We are now here. Wykup Zelecznice. We're going to come. I think I say it. Sorry, I'm sorry for Czech, and I'm destroying the language. I apologise. And then we're going to head to Bramborana a Kukrova. I think that's how that one said. I hope. And that sell point is for potatoes and sugar beets. Again, as far as I can tell, the translation is potato and sugar beet factory, potato and sugar factory, something along those lines. So it's a nice big open map, no hedges or fences in the way or anything like that. The ability to blend fields if you want to, but the fields are pretty big anyway. And that ability to build it however you want. If you build it, they will come. I like that. So there's your sell point just there. Big old factory with the sell point just there. If we go back onto the main road, we'll be heading back up into the town towards the petrol station and the animal dealer. You can just see that big stack of bales ahead of us in the distance. And that's the map. That's Medvedin by Medas MGS. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.